the chair can go ahead and call the meeting.
All right. Sorry.
That's okay.
Okay. Ooh, wrong screen. All right. This is a public notice for the City of Boulder Beverage Licensing Authority hearing for Wednesday, October 15, 2025 at 3 p.m. This is a virtual hearing.
Thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and begin by sharing my screen and sharing the rules of decorum. Let's see. The city has engaged with community members to co-create a vision for productive, meaningful, and inclusive civic conversations. This vision supports physical and emotional safety for community members, staff, and board members, as well as democracy for people of all ages, identities, lived experiences, and political perspectives. For more information about this vision and the community engagement process, please visit our website at bouldercolorado.gov. The city will enforce the rules of decorum found in the Boulder Revised Code, including participants are required to sign up to speak using the name they are commonly known by, and individuals must display their whole name before being allowed to speak online. Currently, only audio testimony is permitted online. No attendee shall disrupt, disturb, or otherwise impede the orderly conduct of any meeting in a manner that obstructs the business of the meeting. This also includes failing to obey any lawful order of the presiding officer to leave the meeting or refrain from addressing the board. Only one person at a time is allowed to speak unless an accommodation like an interpreter is required. All remarks and testimony shall be limited to matters related to city business. No participant shall make threats or use any form of intimidation against any person. Obscenity, other epithets based on race, gender, or religion, and other speech and behavior that disrupts or otherwise impedes a meeting will not be tolerated. All right, I'll go ahead and move on to member roll call. If you'll just speak your presence aloud. Member Ginger Barnes,
Here, present.
member Michael Card,
Present.
member Lansing Crane,
Present.
and Chair Leah Roberts.
Present.
Thank you. And then member Haggerty did let us know that he will be absent from today's hearing. Next, I'll move on to approval of Beverage Licensing Authority minutes from August 20th.
I would make a motion to approve the minutes from August 20th. Is there a second?
Member Carl will second.
Great. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes was not present, so I don't know if I can approve them or not.
So you can abstain.
Abstain. Present. Member Barnes abstains.
Member Carl will aye.
This is the 20th of August.
Correct.
I'm not shown as being present then. I think, Ginger, I think you are, at least on the minutes that I'm looking at. So I can't vote to approve the minutes.
I was not. Oh, sorry, September. I'm sorry, it was September. August, I was. Oh, not September. So yes, I'm sorry. I can approve the minutes in August. Sorry about that. Yes, Member Barnes approves the minutes in August. Sorry.
Do you need a new motion, Caitlin? Do you want me to start over?
Yeah, go ahead, just in case.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the August 2025 meeting minutes. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
And Member Crane, you'll abstain.
Okay, sure. Member Crane abstains.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much. And then I will ask for approval of Beverage Licensing Authority minutes from September 17th.
Great. And I will make a motion to approve those minutes as well. Is there a second?
Member Crane seconds.
Great. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes abstains.
Member Carr, aye.
And Member Crane, aye.
Approved.
Thank you so much. Next we have hearing agenda issues from licensing clerk. There are no agenda issues for today. And then next we have agenda item 2, which is matters from Boulder Police Department. Officer Rack let me know that she is not able to attend today. She didn't have anything to share with you via third party, so she will be around next month if you have any questions for her next month.
Thanks.
Of course, I'll move on to agenda item 3, which is general public comments for future beverage licensing authority meetings. If you are here to give public comment on something that is not currently on the agenda, please go ahead and raise your hand and I will allow you to speak. If you're here to give public comment on something that is not on the agenda, please go ahead and raise your hand. I do see one hand raised, but I believe it is for an applicant that is the next hearing, so I'm just going to go ahead and confirm that. Mr. Saguilero, can you hear me?
I just wanted to make sure I was in.
Okay, and you're not trying to give public comment about something that's not on the agenda, is that true?
True.
Okay, great. I'll let you in for the next agenda item.
Right.
Okay, and then I'll call one more time if there's anyone here to give public comment about something that's not on the agenda. Please go ahead and raise your hand. I'm not seeing any hand raised. So I will move on to agenda item 4, which is continuation of a public hearing and consideration of an application filed on March 7th, 2025 from Ados LLC, DBA Ados, 1143 13th Street, Unit 101, Boulder, Colorado, 80302. Jose Ados Aguilero, 100% owner and registered manager with the premises business mailing address for a renewal of a hotel restaurant type liquor license. I will go ahead and allow Mr. Saguero in. And then while he's getting settled, I will let the board know that at this time, the application is approved by occupation tax. And then there are members from sales tax here to speak on sales tax matter, if the board will allow when it's time. And as a reminder, last month, the BLA did order for this business to stop serving alcohol, which was delivered to them on September 18th, 2025. And there's more information in your packet regarding timeline and all that kind of thing. So I will, before we get started, I'll just go ahead and have Mr. Saguilar go ahead and unmute yourself and turn on your camera if possible.
Can you hear me?
I can, and we can see you. Perfect. I'm just gonna go ahead and swear you in before I hand it over to the board. If you'll go ahead and raise your right hand for me. Sorry, first will you say your name and spell your name for the record and give an address?
Jose Salguero, Jose, Salguero, address 1143 13th Street, Unit 101, Boulder, Colorado, 80302.
Thank you so much. And now if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to give before the Beverage Licensing Authority are true and correct?
Yes.
And do you swear or affirm that the premises has been posted for at least 10 days prior to today's hearing?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I'll go ahead and hand it over to the board.
Great, thanks, Caitlin. Okay, this is a public hearing before the Beverage Licensing Authority for the City of Boulder to determine whether or not the applicant Ados LLC DBA Ados for a renewal of a hotel restaurant type liquor license shall be granted or denied. This hearing is conducted pursuant to the laws of the state of Colorado and the rules of the Beverage Licensing Authority of the City of Boulder. Are you being represented by counsel today, Mr.
I'm not.
No, okay. All right. Sorry, you'd think I'd have all this memorized by now. All right. Board, is there any conflicts of interest or has there been any ex parte communication with this establishment? Member Roberts, no.
Member Barnes, no.
Member Carr, no.
And Member Crane, no.
Okay, great. Mr. Salguero, are you, I think I need to read I'm not seeing in my packet, I'm not seeing the reading that I usually read.
Procedures, the
Yeah,
hearing procedures.
yeah, I'm
No.
not seeing the rule. You don't see, I'm not seeing the rules of procedure in here, Caitlin.
They
Sorry.
should be on page
Page 40?
18.
Okay.
18.
Are you not seeing them on
Wait,
page 18?
The purpose of this, it's different than what I'm used to seeing. I think that's why I'm confused. Okay.
One second. If not, there should be the same ones on page
Yep.
40.
40, yeah.
That's what you're saying. Okay, let me go there. Okay, maybe I'm just confused. The purpose of this hearing is to receive information, data, and testimony by interested parties in order to enable the authority to make the findings and to reach the conclusions required to be made by state law as to whether or not the license shall be renewed. Interested parties are the applicant, residents of the neighborhood affected by the license, as previously determined by the authority, and the owners and managers of the business located within the neighborhood. This hearing shall be limited to question of whether there is good cause not to renew the license as set forth in the notice hearing, dated October 15th, 2025. A record is being made of these proceedings. Those who desire to be heard shall identify themselves by stating their name, and they, well, have already been sworn in by the board secretary. Okay. Mr. Salguera, are you ready to proceed?
I am, yes.
Okay. Please proceed.
Well, first and foremost, I'd like to thank all of the members for listening to me today. I'm gonna start by saying I am sorry that I find myself in this situation. 2025 has been the most challenging year since COVID for me. I don't know if you're aware of my concept, what I try to do here on the hill, pretty ludicrous, trying to sell fine dine type food when we are clearly surrounded by a base of younger generations and a lack of parking that seems to be our biggest weakness. So again, this year has been just absolutely horrifying business wise. I had June, July, where I barely sold $14,000 and my rent is $10,000 a month. So I'm a one-man show. Since I've been here 10 years, there's been at least 10 or 12 food-oriented businesses that have opened and closed on the hill. I have a brief list that I can remember: Rosenberg, Boulder Bowls, Gaku Ramen, Chiba Hut, Alice and Rose, Friends with Benny's, Boss Lady Pizza. All of these places that, other than maybe Boss Lady that was here for a while, all of those places, year and a half, and you're done. It's brutal. It really, really, it's brutal. And this year in particular, for me, it's been just the worst again since COVID. Those numbers, selling $14,000 in 2 months, out of the year, it just sets you back so much. And I'm a one-man show. Like, I don't have much help. So when I was told that I couldn't sell last month, I cried because it was basically the busiest month out of the year. Somehow I'm still here, and I have a pretty good landlord. I owe him a ton of money. A ton of money. I think he's actively trying to kick me out, but he's still working with me. My concept would work perfectly on Pearl, not here. And I realize that, but I'm too stubborn to quit. Try to explain people that I cannot serve them a glass of wine with our chicken marsala. It's pretty bad. They get up right away. I don't know. I don't know other than sorry that I'm having a horrible year. More I can add. I hope that the BLA grants me my liquor license back because I'm still trying to figure this out, trying to get out of this deep hole that I'm in, trying to bring quality food to the hill. But without it, I might as well start tearing the place down and go home. And, you know, it's been embarrassing for me because in 10 years, you know, we never had an underage sting operation fail or never done any of that. And all of the rumors from our businesses around are like, oh my God, Otto got caught selling underage. When it wasn't the case. It's been embarrassing for me. But you know, I'm trying to do my thing. I created a plan to catch up with checks. I did pay my occupation tax, and I'm just ready to continue. I hope that it's granted today.
Okay. Thank you. Miss Teague, I see you're on here. Would you like to say something?
Thank you. No, I would just direct the Beverage Licensing Authority's attention to a few things. I don't know if Specialist Kellogg would prefer to have me sworn in, should you need to ask me questions or not.
I will defer to Janet on that question if I need to swear in city staff or if they can just make their comments.
I'm here. Sorry about that. It's just taking me a sec to come up. Janet Michaels with the Boulder City Attorney's Office. It's not necessary that you swear in, Ms. Tig, for this proceeding.
Thank you.
All right,
Of course.
thank you. Yes, Chair Roberts, I would just like to make sure that we draw attention to the beverage licensing memo, page 20, excuse me, of the BLA packet, which is an accounting of the agenda and application history for this renewal. As to the length of time, the contacts made, phone calls, emails, additional items. Mr. Salguero did come in and pay his liquor occupation tax in person yesterday. And I can confirm that. I'm not with the sales tax division, so I can't speak as to when they became compliant with sales tax. But I'm here should you have any questions about items in the packet.
Great, thank you so much. And thank you for the thorough accounting of all the time and communications.
Certainly.
I know that I have a couple questions, and I imagine maybe other board members do as well. Mr. Salguero, we have been given a pretty lengthy, in-depth documentation about all the communication the city has had with you since March. And so while we appreciate that you came in and made the payment, we don't, I guess I want to know like what's going on? Like, why are you ignoring the city? Why are you making them work so hard to help you and
I,
you're not helping yourself?
I do apologize about that. I have to admit that I have no longer had email, access to the email in record. Um, I have since updated, obviously, I've been more in communication as of lately. Obviously, this is not a situation where I wanted to find myself in, by no means. I mean, this is, my livelihood. This is something that I need. And for that, I am truly, truly sorry that I lost that, and um that I didn't do enough to try to figure this out by myself and reach out. That is completely my fault, and I do apologize. It's hard being a one-man show. Sometimes I have a million things in my mind, and you know, I have to admit I've never really thought of mental wellness as much as I am right now. I'm going through a lot. I'm going through a lot, and I know it's not an excuse, but I apologize. And that's basically the reason why, is because I did lose access to that email address.
How did you lose access?
I couldn't really reprogram the email password, so I just started another one, and I guess I never really updated with you guys.
Um, it was your Yahoo account?
Yeah,
You couldn't reset the password?
I couldn't reset the password. I'm not the most tech savvy guy. I mean, I just went actually down to the taxes in a place. I thought that we were gonna have an in-person uh meeting, so I was there for a minute, and then she's like, "Nope, go connect online." And glad I kind of made it on time.
Sure. Um, did you have a new phone number? Sounds like
No,
there were maybe some phone calls reaching
I
out to
mean,
you.
I'll admit that when I did get a couple of phone calls, um before I got my liquor license suspended. Um, and that's why, again, it's just really the financial burden that I'm in right now is just consuming me. And I was hoping to get caught up everything for Parents Weekend, which is our biggest, uh, probably the biggest weekend of the year. And obviously it didn't pan out that way. Um, and for that, again, I am just deeply sorry that it took me so long to get kind of back in track.
So I have a question, if I may. Mr. Salguero, what are you thinking as you go forward? Like, I hear what you're saying, and like I empathize with you. I understand it's challenging being a business owner, restaurant owner. Right now. There's a lot of things going on. Um, but as you're running the business, and you'd say privileged to have a liquor license, right? With a lot of responsibility. When you think about, upholding the requirements and making sure you're compliant with city sales tax, with occupation tax and everything else, how are you thinking about that moving forward in terms of maintaining that compliance, especially as we come into a renewal, in the next 6 months or
I
so?
mean, honestly, I I don't know if I can dig myself out of this hole that I'm in. financially first and foremost, I mean, I'm in the red a lot. And I don't know if moving forward, I need to reconsider what I do, what my food is, you know. I don't know if you guys know, but we have some really good food. Like I believe I have some of the best food in Boulder. And being up here, our website shows traction. Like we could be, but it doesn't translate into us gaining the traction that we need. And it's getting to my head. I'm like, what do I do? Do I just become a bar like everything around me? Do I continue this way? This obviously I don't want to be in a situation where I'm falling behind. This is not what I want. Like I, I've been trying to keep everything going, hoping that once Limeline and Moxie open, and that we can see some sort of a different clientele than your average sophomore and freshman kids up here. But so far, I haven't really seen a big impact. I mean, Limeline is pretty young. I don't know if it's fair to do or say anything about what kind of impact they might have eventually. Right now, the only feasible thing that I can think of is changing my hours of operation from 7 till probably 2 p.m. with our breakfast, which again, I believe that I have some of the best food in Boulder. Our breakfast is really good. And then from 2 on, maybe become more of a bar scene targeting young adults, to gain some sort of traction. Maybe it will be not serving my fine dine type dinners. I have to admit, I'm not quite sure what to do. I just know that I want to continue giving it a little longer before I make any sort of, decisions onto becoming again a bar with not so great food, and continuing with my good food. And obviously I don't want to fall behind ever again. I don't know if that answers the question.
Well, yeah, I was looking more for around maybe there's a process or maybe a calendar reminder or some way that you're thinking about these renewals in the future and to say, hey, because we don't want you to, lose your license as well. And we want you to be able to succeed as a business and to obviously be able to serve wine with chicken marsala. Right. But it's about like, how can you make sure that you are meeting the dates, paying your sales tax on time, and things like that, or at least communicating with city staff if you're running behind, if you're having challenges, and communicating with us.
Oh yeah, that again, I apologize. I can promise you that I am going to take better care of communications in between the city and myself. Uh, this won't happen again. It has a lot to do with just how stressed and how lonely, how bad this year has been overall. Like I wish I could explain why why summer was so dead. Like I can't. I really cannot tell you why I had a month where I barely sold $14,000. Um, that gets to you in your head, and you start to lose sleep, and kind of breaking down. Um, so for that, I again I apologize that I find myself in this situation. Um, but when it comes to communication, I promise you that I'm gonna keep my lines open and everything. I'll reach out for help. I have to admit that I'm not the best at reaching out for help, but I I promise this won't happen again. The line of communications. I hope that now that Limeline is, and if I'm able to continue with the breakfast, I hope that gain traction. It's all about obviously being able to sell enough. I mean, this year it really hasn't been like that. And the level of stress is just it's overwhelming for me right now. It's really overwhelming.
Oh, could I ask, are you, I don't mean to interrupt your line of thought, Michael.
Go ahead.
No,
Uh,
yeah, any other question? Yeah.
yeah, I have a few, but they're not overwhelming. I'm just trying to keep score at this point. You're even with all of your obligations with the state and with the city,
Right now we are, yes.
and the city agrees with that?
Yeah, we agreed with Jose earlier today. I did email him back the payment plan. I don't know if you can see it there. This is what we agreed to.
Okay. No, I'm asking. So then my other question is, you've been talking about the struggle you've been having, and I think we're all sympathetic with that. Looking forward, if you're even now and you're moving forward, and it's obviously a challenging time for you, do you have access to advisors who can help you,
I
either
don't.
in the business category or in the legal category? Um,
I
it's
really
it
don't.
see let me just finish my question. It seems like you're relying solely on yourself, and we all have limitations. Do you have people who can help you in the areas where you're encountering the most trouble? How to do business here in Boulder on the Hill at this time, um, and how to have a seamless relationship with the city and with the state around your legal. You must have spent a lot of time just trying to get back into operating shape, and that's got to take a lot of energy and time and attention away from your business. So, just a question.
Yeah, I really don't. I have to admit I have maybe a couple of friends that are they're guests to the restaurant that try to give me ideas, but do I have somebody like you're describing? I don't. I really don't. It's just me. It's just me. And I apologize.
You don't have to apologize for it. I just kind of encouraging you to uh, perhaps uh, link with people who can help you on some of these matters.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll try my best. Again, for me it's all financial. I just can't afford to do much.
Well, sometimes the advisors can help you not lose the money that you're losing, and you come out ahead that way too. Anyway,
Thank
an encouragement.
I will take that dearly in consideration. Thank you.
Certainly, and apologies for the extra comment, but Member Crane, you asked if he was in good standing with the city and the state. City licensing would have no clue what his standing with the state is until we submit his renewal to them as far as that. So we will not have any idea until that time happens. But maybe Mr. Salguero can enlighten you as far as to his standing with state.
We're good with the state. I am good with the state.
Thank you.
Yeah, I don't have no problem with the state. Pretty sure that there is a certificate of good standing in there too.
Are there any other questions from the board? Oh, yes, Ms. Rhodes.
Hi, sorry to just kind of pop in here.
Great.
I am with the Sales Tax and General Business Licensing Division for the City of Boulder. We are requesting that, should you guys approve this, and that's, fine with us, we would like to go ahead and make it a conditional approval, only because we have, now the documents, we do have some sort of contact and good faith, but we would like to see if that good faith actually pans out. So we need probably 5 to 10 business days to know one way or the other. And then maybe also, having a check-in for the next bit to make sure that the good standing stays that way. And it also may also help with a kind of a reminder. Did you do all your stuff this month? Did you do all your stuff this month?
And what was the 5 to 10 days to know if all the paperwork he did yesterday has gone through? Or what was the 5 to 10 days?
We just want to make sure financially everything goes through correctly.
Okay, because it was only taken care of yesterday, so we don't
Correct.
really.
Mhm.
Oh,
Correct.
okay.
We
Okay.
did do certified or cashier checks for what I had to pay.
We're more talking about the future payments that you set up with us.
Okay.
Oh, okay. So there's a payment, there's a plan
Mhm.
I've set up, and so
That just got initiated, so we don't know for a fact that it's true yet. We can't say, yeah, hey, you did everything great, let's go. We do have to make sure at least some of that stuff truly goes through.
sure. Okay.
Is the question, is the payment plan for the 5 to 10 days or longer than that? Is a payment plan a longer period?
Yes, the payment plan is a longer period, but the 5 to 10 days is what it takes the bank to come back to us and say, yes, we have all the correct information and we can go forward with this.
And how long is a payment plan?
It depends on each person. I would not be able to tell you that length because that is private information, but the business owner can tell you that. But each ones we go anywhere from 3 months to 12 months, depending on what's needed for the businesses.
I have it as a 6-month payment plan.
Thank you.
Great. Any other questions? I have some comments, but I want to make sure everyone has other questions. Well, actually, my comments would be more in deliberation. So, are there any more discussion with Mr. Salguero? Not seeing any. Do you have any final statements before we close for deliberation, Mr. Salguero?
Just again, I do apologize that I find myself in this situation. Just it's a hard place to do business, this hill in Boulder, Colorado. Just completely brutal, and and I understand that it is up to me to keep those lines of communications open, and maybe that it is going to be okay to reach out for help when I feel overwhelmed like I do today, or how I've been feeling this whole year. It's just overwhelming. But please let me continue. I'll try my hardest to keep going and to do my best.
Great, thank you. So then at this time, board, let's go ahead and close for deliberation. Some of the comments that I was thinking were kind of touched on, so I'll just kind of follow up with that. Community help, like finding a consultant. I agree with you, Member Crane. I think that could be really valuable. I don't know if there's like a social media group that maybe he could join. There's I'm not really
Restaurant
sure.
Association have advisors. They can at least give names, furnish.
Yeah, maybe taking up the customers who have ideas, but having like not just over while they're there for dinner, but actually setting up a meeting and really discussing possibilities and seeing what is. And so what I was kind of thinking, like maybe these are some of the conditions that we can put to kind of help maybe uplift and get some help around him. And then I do think that we should request his presence for, I was going to say for 6 months, but if the payment plan is 6 months, then I'd probably want to extend that longer to make sure that things are still going after the payment plan. What do you guys think about something like that?
That's a good idea. I agree with that.
Yeah, I was going to say for at least, till April. I was thinking like at least 6 months, but yeah, at least so longer than that would be fine with me as well.
Yeah. And then that way we can just be supportive.
Mhm.
Um,
This is an annual renewal process that he can do administratively if he complies with it, right?
correct.
So whatever that period might be, the beginning of notice from the city, maybe that would be a good time for him to have to check in with us. I don't, but I think your idea is an excellent idea.
Attorney Michaels, did you have something to add?
Thank you. If I may offer, and you probably know this, but the authority has a number of options at this time. You can conditionally approve the renewal, and then have conditions as you're speaking of now. You can have him come back for monthly check-ins with the licensing authority, or you can approve or deny the renewal without any conditions. So those are really the options that you're looking at right now, and let me know if there's any way that I can assist with developing motion language.
Thank you so much. Um,
If the monthly payments weren't made on time, the licensing authority would know about it right away. Isn't that correct? Is that that would be my expectation? Is that right?
Member Crane, so licensing for regulatory licensing would not know about his sales tax payments every month. The only thing we would know is if he was in good standing with the next liquor occupation tax billing cycle, which will be first week of January and due in the first week of February. But I believe that Ms. Rhodes can speak to, or Ms. Darrow can speak to the sales tax piece.
Sure, if I'm allowed.
Hi, Member Green. If you require monthly check-ins, then you will hear each month whether he is in compliance with his sales tax obligations.
Not be a bad idea.
um, I think that where I'm a little confused is the request for the conditional approval for 5 to 10 days. I don't know how to how how to state that.
Could we
I
make it
can
conditional? Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. I was gonna say, could we make it conditional, essentially based on, uh, the payment plan like coming through, and we wouldn't necessarily be able to check into it until next month, but that would be like one of our key criteria to check in when he shows up next month. That's how I would think of
Yeah,
it.
that's how I was thinking about it too, and not worry about the 5 to 10 days, but just
Right. Like if it doesn't go through in the next 10 days or 14 days or whatever it is, right, then we would know about it. That's halfway through till our next meeting.
If you conditionally approve pending the 5 to 10 days for the bank information to be confirmed, we will not release the renewed license until we get that confirmation. And you can also add the check-ins with that. You can do both. You can do one or the other, or you can do neither.
Thank
Thank you.
you. This is tough because I'm really sensitive to the time that an establishment takes from the city, and
Yes.
we have discussed this now for a few meetings in a row, and I know that there are a lot of city members and clerks on this call, and it's quite an expensive meeting. And although the four of us are just volunteers, it's still our time. So, but at the same time, I'm feeling super compassionate. I always want to see our businesses succeed. Um, so that's kind of where I'm sitting.
Yeah, I'm with you. I balance it out and want to balance it out and say that, this is understandably difficult to run a business. It's not really an excuse. Like I do believe we did the right thing last month in, revoking the license. But in terms of a penalty sort of being paid, like I feel like that's a penalty for a business, as Mr. Salguero has already talked about.
Mhm.
I would not, based on the testimony I've heard today, I would do not think we need to keep the license from him any longer. And I believe we can reinstate him. And then also, I don't think we need to wait 10 days for him to get his license back. And then we have, a concert this weekend and we have football games and things happening, right? So I would be inclined to approve it conditionally, based on that he shows up next month, but also that his payment plan goes through
Mhm.
before our next meeting.
Yeah, and I will, okay, I'm going to go ahead and make a motion to approve conditionally. I would like to request that Mr. Salguero comes before us for the next 8 months and checks in with us. You can ask for support. You can tell us what you've been doing. You can hopefully have some guidance from other people. Wait, I'm making a motion, so let me back up. So I'd like to make a motion to go ahead and reinstate the liquor license with the condition that the all the paperwork goes through within the next 5 to 10 days, and that you come see us for the next 8 months.
Yes, I will do
Is
that.
there, oh wait, that's my
Okay.
motion. Is there a second?
I second the motion, Member Barnes.
All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Refrain, aye.
Okay, great. So, Mr. Salguero, we will go ahead and reinstate the license. And we look forward to hearing your updates for the next 8 months. It'll be a quick check-in at the beginning of our meetings. And we'd love to see who you're reaching out to. We want to make sure that you're up to date with all your payments and be a line of support.
I appreciate it. I truly do. It really gives me a little energy to keep
And
going.
I didn't include this in the motion, but you have to answer when people call you.
Yes,
Like that's it.
I will. I promise.
Mr. Salguero, just on the topic of support, also, I know it's hard as a business owner. I have been a business owner myself in the past. The city of Boulder does offer some free services to business owners. There's a Chamber of Commerce, there's a Latino Chamber of Commerce. There are a whole number of consulting and one-on-one coaching that the city offers. You can find more information on the city's webpage. But I really do urge you to take advantage of these services, so that you can be, a member of this community as a business owner for the next 10 years.
I will try to do my hardest to make you proud. Like, come try my food too. It's really good.
Okay.
It's on the hill, but trust me, I have really good food. Try the chicken marsala.
I'm so sorry to interrupt, Chair, but so the motion was to reinstate the license so that the owner can continue to sell alcohol. This also is a hearing for a renewal, so we will need a motion for you to approve the renewal for
okay.
city staff to continue with the renewal process for the business as well. If or approve or whatever decision you're going to make regarding the renewal.
And so is it the same kind of conditions, but with the wording renewal instead of reinstating? Is that?
I believe that would be appropriate, yeah.
Okay, so then I will make a motion to renew this license conditionally, with the conditions that you show up, Mr. Seguero shows up for the next 8 months, and he is answering all his emails and his phone calls and paying all of his promised payment plans on time. Is there a second?
Member Carr will second.
Great. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Rain aye.
Okay. Renewal approved with some conditions.
Thank you so much.
No, thank you, Caitlin.
Thanks
right.
to all the staff.
Yes.
Very much so.
Thank you.
No
Good
problem.
luck.
Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, I'm gonna get everyone back to where they belong, and then I will go ahead and move on to agenda item 5. So we are on agenda item 5, continuation of public hearing and consideration of an application filed on June 13th, 2025 from the Riverside Group Ltd. DBA Riverside, 1724 Broadway Street, Boulder, Colorado 80302. Richard Moser, member with 62% ownership and registered manager. Andres Loobster, member with 22% ownership and with no other members over 10% ownership for renewal of an entertainment type liquor license. If you are here to speak on the matter for Riverside, please go ahead and raise your hand and I will promote you to panelist. I see Mr. Mosher is here. And while Mr. Mosher is getting settled, I'll just let the board know that at this time, Riverside is approved by occupation tax. And then there is Penelope here who would like to speak on sales tax as well for this application. And I see that Mr. Mosher is here. Hi, Mr. Mosher.
I
Will you be represented by an attorney today?
not
Do you expect anyone else will be giving testimony for this matter?
not
Okay, perfect. I'll go ahead and swear you in and then I'll hand it over to the board. If you will just go ahead and say your name and spell your name for the record.
Richard Moser, Moser,
Thank you. And if you'll go ahead and give an address as well.
1724 Broadway, Boulder, Colorado 80302.
Thank you so much. And if you'll raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to give before the Beverage Licensing Authority are true and correct?
Yes,
And do you swear or affirm that the premises has been posted for at least 10 days prior to today's hearing?
yes.
Thank you so much. I'll hand it over to the board.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay, this is a public hearing before the Beverage Licensing Authority of the City of Boulder to determine whether or not the application of applicant, the Riverside Group Ltd. DBA Riverside for a renewal of an entertainment type liquor license shall be granted or denied. This hearing is conducted pursuant to the laws of the state of Colorado and the rules of the Beverage Licensing Authority for the City of Boulder. The purpose of this hearing is to receive information, data, and testimony by interested parties in order to enable this authority to make findings and to reach conclusions required by the state laws as to whether or not the license shall be renewed. Interested parties are the applicant, residents of the neighborhood affected by the license as previously determined by the authority, and the owners and managers of the business located within the neighborhood. This hearing shall be limited to the questions of whether there is good cause not to renew the license as set forth. as set forth in the notice, as set form in the notice hearing dated October 15th, 2025. Is there any conflicts of interest or ex parte communication from anyone on the board? Member Roberts, no?
Member Barnes, no.
Member Carr, no.
Member Crane, no.
Great. Okay, Mr. Mosier, please proceed if you're ready.
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, thank you for making time again. Hopefully everything is, as we said, squeaky clean from the last meeting. I did submit the whole package again, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. Communicated with the staff. They've been very helpful to make sure that everything is there. No misunderstandings. Check the website that all the taxes were paid, sales taxes I'm referring to. So yeah, every effort on my side, and appreciation for you guys' time. As I heard in the previous deliberation, you guys are volunteers, and I appreciate all the time you put into not only making Boulder safe, but in a true sense of empathy for the previous applicant. Like I feel for him. It's a struggle, especially if you're a one-man team and you got to get it all straight. And ironically enough, technology makes it 10 times harder to log into things and get on top of things. Just, I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but paper sure makes it easier. Yeah, I think that's it for my time. I don't want to take too much of your time either. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Ms. Rhodes.
Hi. I can confirm that the business is in good standing with sales tax and licensing. We are still asking that they have a monthly check-in for the year, just due to this history and this time around as well, just to be able to state, hey, yep, still in good standing. Yes, I'm still in good standing. And seeing as how last time it was the kind of just an email blip, I think it might be better going forward that there's actually somebody face to face. Yes, I'm still in good standing. Here's my letter. And that's
Okay.
all we got for that one.
And your request was through the end of the year
For a year, for like 12 months.
to come check in every month for a year.
Yeah, up to you guys how long you want to do that kind of stuff. That was just our request because of the time it took for this one.
Got it. Thank you so much. Ms. Teague?
Yes, I'm only here to draw attention to the Beverage Licensing Authority memo, page 42 of the BLA packet, which provides a detailed history of the renewals for the past 5 years and the struggles in obtaining timely, complete, filed renewals, and be available should you have any questions.
Thank you. Are there any questions from the board for Mr. Mosier?
I do have a question. Mr. Moser, I know we've seen you be before the board before and a couple times this year, but even last year and other years that I've been on the authority, it seems like, speaking of that memo we have in our packet, it's been a challenge over the last 3, 4, 5 years to submit things on time, to make sure that sales tax is paid. Last year at the renewal, we asked for a email at least 24 hours ahead of each meeting. I'm not sure that we got any of those emails about your sales tax, if you were in compliance with that. That's water under the bridge. But looking forward, I see a pattern here, and I want to understand, what will you do going forward to make sure that we don't have these challenges going forward? Because this is not a good use of our city time, our tax dollars, or the authority's time.
Understood. Yeah, honestly, the process for me in terms of getting with first the sales tax interface, I want to call it, the website there, and understanding that that doesn't automatically go through to the licensing authority was the first hurdle. So I don't know if there's a more streamlined way, but my feeling is that I would like to understand that better. I don't have to take the board's time on that, but I would like to clear that up with staff later, whether I need to get an email from licensing, from taxes to licensing personally, or whether there's a inter, what do you call it? Not agency, but inter-department process that I can utilize so that that communication happens. It's one thing to stay on top of the sales tax. It's another to make sure all the parties concerned receive that information. I've also, yeah, similar to the previous applicant, I've run into like just too much to do at the appropriate time. So some of my filings were a few days late, but still getting that, with the 24 hours or more before the board hearing, I can certainly get that done. That's not a 1 day window, that's a 2 week window. Or so, the taxes are due on the 20th, and I think you guys meet on average in the middle of the next month. So that's enough of a window. If I even have to print it out and bring it there, I can do that if that's the sure way of doing it. Like I mentioned before, I'm a little bit old school, I think. I'm starting to realize that, and just want to make sure it's handled in the right way and not left to some sort of unknown system.
I think my comment to that would be with our last establishment, this was a 6-month problem, and yours is a 5-year problem. And so there's a really big difference there. There's also hundreds of licenses out there, and we're not having this issue with anybody else. And so it is a little bit different. I understand technology is difficult for some. I think most people in the restaurant industry aren't into technology, but somehow everyone else is able to figure it out. And so I think that's maybe a little where I'm having difficulty with the explanation.
Yeah, and I think that's a personal explanation. When you're looking at the screen, the face you're seeing is the one that's the consistent problem in getting administrative things done on time. That's not my strong suit. That's why I'm saying, that I will, even if it reduces it for my convenience to paper, I will do that. I'm not saying that'll make it less of a burden or more of a burden on staff, but just to get the information to the licensing authority every month.
It's my understanding, and maybe Ms. Rhodes and Ms. Teague can correct me if I'm wrong, but there is a system in place so that the different parts talk to each other. Is that fair?
Yes, that is fair. Generally, when we have businesses check in, and this has been the procedure for a while, the business sends an email to the sales tax inbox asking for good standing. We respond to that email with whether or not good standing or not good standing. And then from there, sometimes the email is forwarded on to you as the BLA Beverage hearing panel, or they just bring it in and say, okay, here's my copy of the fact that we are in good standing.
Okay.
Yeah, understood. And just to clarify, I'm in no ways trying to make the system the problem here. I started by saying I'm the problem. I just need to be more vigilant, and even if it takes bringing paper over there, I know for a fact I delivered it. It's not lost somewhere. I'll do that so that I'm confident it's handled. And that's not, I hope not a burden on the system.
I think whatever method that you need to put into place for yourself to make sure it's done is a good idea. Are there any other questions or comments? All right.
The only thing I was gonna say is that like there could be potential grounds for non-renewal if seeing that we didn't receive emails at least 24 hours ahead of each hearing from the last year. So I'm not necessarily making I'm not definitely not making a motion. I'm just throwing that out there, and I think it's important to state that pretty clearly, especially to you, Mr. Moser. Like that these terms, if they're not held, like you would have grounds to not renew this license, and I do believe we have those grounds this time.
Understood. And yeah, I promise to do what it takes on my end to get the email and delivery there to the licensing authority. I'm not far away. I actually commute by there daily, so it's an easy stop for me.
Okay. Any other questions before we close? I'm not seeing any. Mr. Moser, do you have any final statement before we close for deliberation?
Yes, just a thank you for your patience and apology at the same time for taking so much time for my inability to get with the system, and promise that I will get with the system this round for sure. Or not just this round, from here on onwards.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we will close for deliberation. Member Carr? No, I'm not going to call you out.
I have thoughts, but I'm gonna let everyone else speak.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm kind of torn. I guess I need to hear more conversation because I'm right now I'm on the fence. I don't know. I don't have the history that you guys have. What I've read, it's just I'm torn right now. So I'm looking forward to hearing other people's opinions.
I think Member Carr makes a great point. There are grounds for not renewing this. I will say that the that Ms. Rhodes comment weighs heavily on me, that doing check-ins for the next year as a recommendation. Yeah, I'm conflicted as well.
I think that if we do definitely need to do check-ins if we're going to renew this in person, like on a virtual meeting, because the emails weren't working, and we need to have a better way of ensuring that sales tax is paid on time, and everything is in order.
Yeah.
So that's my thought. I think I understand it's administrative, but 5 years is just it's too much.
Yeah. Any motions? I'll make a motion to, I guess I would make, oh, Caitlin? Oh,
I just turned my camera on so you knew I
okay.
was listening to the motion.
I would make a motion to approve this for the last time. I don't know if I can say that. I would make a motion to approve this with monthly check-ins for the next 12 months, with maybe the option to extend that if we feel it's necessary in 12 months.
That's a conditional approval.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Member Carr will second that.
So the conditions, and maybe I have to start over, was check-ins for the next 12 months. And at that time, so October next year, if we feel like the check-ins need to continue, we can reserve the right to continue them at that time. If we feel like they can be ended, then we can end them.
Member Carl will second the renewal with those conditions.
Great. All
And that
those in,
would be approval of the renewal, a motion to approve the renewal.
yes, so I'll start over. So a motion to approve the renewal with conditions of checking in every month at this meeting, October 2026. If we feel like it needs to be continued, we have reserved the right to continue those check-ins. If we feel things are in steady order, then we can cancel those. You want to take back your second?
Yeah, I want to add something to that. Actually, I think we
Okay.
need to add something to that, which is not just the check-in, but I think he also needs to be in compliance at each of those meetings, before each of the meetings, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
come in to the meeting and show us that he is in compliance.
Okay. So scratch that other one. I will make a motion to conditionally approve this renewal with check-ins every month showing that you are in compliance, either the day before that meeting. Is that, Member Carr, is that what you were?
No, I think it was just he has to be in compliance by the meeting.
Okay, that you're in compliance at every check-in with the option to continue check-ins past October 2026 if needed.
Member Carr seconds that motion.
All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Member Crane, aye, but I'd like to add a comment, and that's for Mr. Mosion.
Let's
Did-
let's finish the motion and then
I
make,
just said aye.
yeah, okay. So the motion then has passed. I just want Caitlin's
It's
record
passed.
to be clean. Thank you.
Yeah.
And Member Crane, please proceed.
Well, you all said everything that was on my mind during the discussion. But for Mr. Mosher's benefit, this should be a fairly straightforward task. Your business is not at risk. You are taking a lot of resources of the city of Boulder and the time of the staff by just not being conscientious about your obligations with your privilege. And this board's giving you another year and putting conditions on it, but I hope you will take it seriously. It should be renewal. It can be handled administratively, and it shouldn't reach this far and this many times. So, just a point of view.
Thank you. Yeah, agreed.
Okay, so your renewal has been granted, Mr. Mosier. Good luck. Please be in touch. Keep us
Thank
up to
you.
date, and we'll see you next month.
All right. Thank you.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
Thank you, everyone. I'll go ahead and get everyone where they're supposed to be. All right. Next we have agenda item 6, which is public hearing and consideration of an application filed on August 6, 2025 from Chow Love LLC, DBA Morso, 627A South Broadway, Boulder, Colorado 80305. Hosea Rosenberg, 75% owner and proposed registered manager, and Peter Christian Olivo, 25% owner, with a business mailing address of 1606 Constega Street, Boulder, Colorado 80301, for a new hotel restaurant type liquor license. If you are here to speak on this matter, please go ahead and raise your hand. I'll let you in. I see one hand raised. If anyone else is here to speak on this matter, go ahead and raise their hand. Okay. And
Here we are. Hello.
hi there. All right, who do we have here?
Hosea Rosenberg and Peter Olivo.
Thank you so much. And are either of you an attorney?
I am an attorney. By
Are you
license,
represent-
not by practice or practicality. But I'm not acting in the capacity as an attorney for the business, as acting as a partner.
Perfect. That's my question. All right, I'll go ahead and will you be represented by an attorney today?
Nope. No.
Okay, cool. I'll go ahead and swear you guys in, and then I will hand it over to the board. Jose, we'll start with you. If you'll just say your name and spell your name for the record and give an address.
Hosea Rosenberg, Hosearosenberg. And do you want my home address or
Whatever
business?
you prefer.
My home address, 3215 5th Street, Boulder, Colorado, 80304.
Thank you. And then Peter, if you'll go ahead and say your name, spell your name for the record.
Yep, it's Peter Christian hyphenated Olivo. So it's Peter, Peter hyphen Christian. And last name is Olivo, Olivo. And home address is 1615 7th Street, Boulder, 80302.
Thank you so much. And if you will both raise your right hands for me. Do you swear or affirm that the statements you're about to give before the Beverage Licensing Authority are true and correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. And do you swear or affirm that the premises has been posted for at least 10 days prior to today's hearing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. And I'll go ahead and hand it over to Chair.
Okay, great. Thank you, Caitlin. Okay. This is, oh, sorry. My, okay. This is a public hearing before the Beverage Licensing Authority of the City of Boulder to determine whether or not the application of applicant Chow Love LLC DBA more so for a new hotel restaurant type liquor license shall be granted or denied. This hearing is conducted pursuant to the laws of the state of Colorado and the rules of the Beverage Licensing Authority. The purpose of this hearing is to receive information, data, and testimony by interested parties in order to enable this authority to make findings and to reach the conclusions required to be made by state law as to whether or not the license applied for shall be issued. Interested parties are the applicant residents of the neighborhood under consideration and the owners and managers of businesses located in the neighborhood under consideration. For purposes of determining who is an interested party at this hearing, the neighborhood under consideration, for the purposes of determining who is an interested party at this hearing, the neighborhood under consideration is the neighborhood previously defined by the authority. The authority shall make a final determination of the affected neighborhood prior to determining whether license shall be issued. Any interested party may speak to the question of the neighborhood designation as well as other information relevant to granting or denial of this application. Okay, and are there any conflicts of interest or ex parte communication with this establishment? Member Roberts, no.
Member Barnes, no.
Member Card, no.
Member Crane, no.
Excellent. Okay, applicants, are you ready to proceed?
Yes.
Great, please do.
Sure. So the location of our new restaurant is where Under the Sun was, so under Southern Sun in the Table Mesa Shopping Center. We took over the lease from our good friend Kevin Daly in June, working out different concepts. The concept we settled on is called Morso, which is Italian for a small bite, similar to a spatino or a morsel. It's going to be a neighborhood Italian restaurant. We are also the owners of Black Belly in Boulder and Santo, and we kind of think of this as Santo South, in a shopping center surrounded by families. It's going to cater mostly to families. We understand there's a lot of kids in the neighborhood, and so we're trying to create a space that's has some delicious food, but is also very family friendly. And add a little vibrancy to the Table Mesa Shopping Center, which seems to be a little quiet these days. And we could have transferred the license from Kevin. We've always found that it's easier just to start fresh with our own. This would now be our 4th liquor license in the state of Colorado, the 2 aforementioned restaurants in Boulder. We also have a beer and wine license for our Black Belly Market in Denver. We've been great stewards of the liquor license process. We view it as a privilege. I'm sorry, as a right, not a privilege. And have taken a lot of steps to make sure our staff is fully trained and understands their responsibility under the liquor laws of the state. We have passed numerous stings by the Boulder Police Department, none to my knowledge in Denver yet have occurred, but we just recently had one at Black Belly in our market during lunch about 2 weeks ago. So we take it very seriously, and I'm happy to answer any questions you have about our proposed new restaurant or our history as liquor license holders.
And I'll just add that we're very excited to bring this food and this concept to South Boulder. Everybody that we talked to when we were canvassing for signatures was very excited. We didn't have anybody that was concerned. Everybody was just thrilled that we're going to be bringing something new and delicious to South Boulder. And we're putting a fair amount of money into the space to refresh it and to hopefully be open in the next few months, depending on how the permitting and the construction schedule works out. But we're thrilled, and you know, everybody loves pizza, so we're really excited to bring some good pizza to South Boulder.
Okay. Are there anything else?
Well, obviously, we're here for our hotel and restaurant license. We do think that alcohol is important for the success of a dinner establishment. We will be pouring wine and beer and cocktails. But as Peter mentioned, we've been very responsible with our training, with our staff, and our stewardship of a liquor license. We take it very seriously, and we expect to pass with flying colors in the future with all of our establishments, including this one.
Excellent. Did you guys perform the needs and use survey yourself?
We did.
Yep.
I did it with Jose's wife.
Great.
And we've done that for all of our restaurants. We just feel like it's a great way to get to know the neighborhood and to be able to speak intelligently about what we're trying to do. And I spent 4 different days going around the neighborhoods and didn't get as many signatures as I wanted because people just wanted to talk about it and know about the food and when we were going to open. And they were all very excited. They were all very disappointed, at least the ones that I spoke to, when Under the Sun left. They thought is you know, a somewhat different option than Southern Sun and some of the other restaurants in the neighborhood. And so I think, you know, at least the sentiment that I got from talking to folks was that they're excited about it, and we're excited about it. It kind of fits our model of what we like with restaurants out of the central core, plenty of parking in neighborhoods. So.
Excellent. Are there questions from the board? I read through your alcohol policy. Is this the same one that you're using at your other restaurants that
Yes.
you like
Yeah.
known to work? Okay.
I
Are there
didn't
any?
have any questions, just a comment that I found the alcohol policy to be really comprehensive. And I wish all of the applicants would bring a policy this comprehensive, and the application generally just looked very good. So I have no questions about it.
Thank you.
And I think your reputation so far in Boulder and Denver has been amazing. So I think that's, I mean, very well for you guys too. So you should have success.
And I'm sure it's in this packet, but can you just refresh me on your operating hours?
Yeah, and it's a little bit in flux. Obviously, you know, you like to be open for all day parts. You're paying rent for all day parts, so we'd like to have some sort of breakfast option. What for those of you that are familiar with Black Belly and/or Santo, it's typically breakfast burritos. It sort of forms a triangle to cover the city, so we may look at some options for that. It just works well for that morning. So that would be 7 a.m. And then we would like to eventually have lunch. Will just open with dinner. And so dinner would be 4 to probably, and again, without being open and knowing what the neighborhood wants. For example, at Santo, it's crickets after 9 o'clock, Monday through Wednesday, at least. Sometimes on Thursday, we still have tables in at 9. Weekends, obviously, it goes a little bit longer, but it rarely ever goes past 10. Same with Black Belly weekends. We have people here till 11, sometimes after 11. But we do serve up until I think 10 is what we say, but it's a much longer dining process, Black Belly. So, I think we put 7 to 11 as our potential operating hours. That's all dependent on the clientele and the traffic and how busy we are. And anybody who understands the economics of the restaurant business, labor is the one thing you can control that can also kill you. So there's no sense for being open just for the sake of being open. We'll allow our patrons to sort of dictate how late we're open, but it won't be past 11.
Mhm. Excellent.
Few context issues for me, if I could.
Please.
How long has Black Belly been open? The one on
We're about to hit 11 years in 1 month.
all right. In Santo, I saw that when it's open, so I've got a context for that. I live not too far from there.
Yeah, that's about to hit 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. No violations in either place over those 19 years?
They've tried.
Well, of course. I'm just, getting a little record there.
Yeah. No violations.
0 violations in this entire time.
Okay. And how long's your lease for the new restaurant?
We're actually about to renew Black Belly. As we just said, we've been here 11 years. We're about to sign another 10 years here. And in 2 years, we will be renegotiating our lease at Santo.
And for the new location, we actually took over the lease from Kevin Daly.
Yeah.
And so that expires, I believe, August 1st of 2027. We do have, because we took over the existing lease and he only exercised 1 5-year option, we do have a 5-year option to renew, but we actually had a conversation with Drew Weeman from Bill Reynolds' company, WW Reynolds, letting him know that we're spending well over $1 million to get this place open, that we don't want to be left without a lease. And so as soon as we get open, we'd like to, negotiate a longer term lease, but we do at least have the 5-year option in our back pocket in case we're not able to come to terms in a timely fashion. So we know we'll be there for at least almost 7 years.
Well, you bring a lot of value to the communities, and I'm sure that commitment's important. So.
Yeah.
Great. Anything else from the board? Oh, yes, Ms. Darrow.
I just wanted to confirm for the board that there has been no enforcement activity at the other 2 restaurants. We have no cases for them, so that is accurate. And also that Black Belly is in the process of renewal right now. And I just want, with the conversation that has been had in this meeting, I wanted to confirm to you that this has been, there's been great communication from this licensee.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Great. Then before we close for deliberation, do you have any closing statements?
No, we are happy to be, I would call us pillars of the restaurant business in Boulder. We hope to continue to do that for many, many more years to come. We're very excited about this location. We're very excited about this food. We think Boulder is starved for some quality Italian. And when I say Italian, I'm not talking of a Frasca type. I'm talking of a classic red sauce joint. Any of you are from the East Coast, you know what I'm talking about. Think chicken parm and fried calamari and some delicious pizza. So we're excited. We realize we're a little bit early on the liquor license. We didn't know how long it would take to get our construction budget and our architectural drawings, and obviously our building permit is always a crapshoot with the city. But our plan is to hopefully be open by February or March. So we're not meaning to put the cart before the horse, but it's always good to get this piece out of the way rather than the other way around.
Excellent. Great, thank you so much. All right, at this time we'll close for deliberation. Are there any motions or would we like to have some discussion? I would make a motion to approve. I think this is fantastic for the neighborhood. They have they're respected in the area. They have no legal violations. It seems like a great choice. So I would make a motion to approve this license.
Member Carl will second the motion to approve the license.
Great. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Member Crane, aye. Speaking as a former East Coaster, I'll get some more chicken parm and pizza. All in favor, and red sauce.
Awesome.
Great. Your license has been approved. And as
Excellent.
a resident of 10 years in this neighborhood, I was hoping for black belly, but I'll take your nuts. But maybe you can bring some of that bacon over here.
You got it.
The burritos.
Well
Yes.
said.
Yeah. Awesome. Welcome to the neighborhood and good luck
Excellent.
with your new concept.
Awesome.
Thank
Thank you
you
so
very
much.
much.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Hey
much.
guys, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone. And I'll just go ahead and get everyone situated. All right. We will move on to agenda item 7, matters from city attorney. And Janet, did you have anything for this?
I'm on like perpetual slowdown. I apologize with my video. No, nothing from the city attorney. Thank you.
Thank you. We will move on to agenda item 9. There are 2 neighborhood boundary settings scheduled for this hearing. We are going to continue the first one, which is Crepe Shack Boulder LLC, DBA Crepe Therapy Cafe Boulder. We're going to continue that one to November because they just need a little extra time to get their application materials together so that they can have their application hearing in December. So they'll be continued November boundary hearing in they'll do November boundary hearing in November, and then they'll do application hearing in December. So you'll see them again. And we don't need a motion for that because this isn't a public hearing. But we will move forward with the second boundary setting, which is Scratch Labs Cafe LLC, DBA Scratch Labs Cafe, 1245 Alpine Avenue, Boulder, Colorado, 80304, for a change of location of a hotel restaurant type liquor license. Their new locations, I'll go ahead and share my screen. Give me 1 second. Their new location is going to be at 1245 Alpine Avenue. And I did pull some suggested boundaries from 1265 Alpine Avenue. And let me just go ahead and share that. The 1265 was this ITL market here, I believe. And those suggested boundaries are Iris on the north, Mapleton on the south, 20th on the 20th Street on the east, and 3rd Street extended on the west.
I would make a motion to approve those boundaries.
Member Barnes seconds that motion.
All those
Next to Santos.
right. All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Member Crane, aye.
Great. That sounds great.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing that, Caitlin.
Sure. Thank you so much. And now we had no expected administrative processing of renewal applications for this month. No breweries, wineries, or distilleries. You have your special event liquor permits list, and then you also have your renewals that were sent this month in your packet. And then there's just 2 things we'll talk about as well. In your packet on page, I believe, 139, page 139, There is an email from Mr. Morse, who is the elections administrator with the city manager's office. And the city manager is opening up comments to the boards and commissions to submit for their annual retreat. So there's some information in there. You would need to, if the Beverage Licensing Authority wants to submit comments to City Council for their consideration at the retreat, those are due by December 19th. So you would have 2 hearings between November and December. To discuss anything that you would want to put on there. The December hearing is December 17th, so it's like 2 days before. So I think I'll put an agenda item on the November hearing, and if you guys have things to discuss, you can bring it up then, unless you would like to do it a different way.
Okay, that sounds great.
Okay, great. So you have that information. I'll put an agenda item on the November hearing for this discussion. And then you'll also have December if there are things that you need to like, discuss again or tighten up or something like that.
Great. Thank you.
Sure. And then the only other thing that city licensing would want to talk to you about is last month we discussed the December hearing being on December 17th, and it sounded like the members that were there were able to attend. I just wanted to bring that up again because it was requested that we talk about it again at this hearing. But that hearing is December 17th. We just need a quorum for that hearing like normal. It's close to Christmas, but not that close. So just want to ensure that there will be a quorum for that December hearing.
Oh, Member Barnes will be available.
I'll be available.
No, I'll be here too.
Member Crane, you're muted.
You're muted.
I expect to be here
Okay, great.
or available wherever I am.
And I believe Member Haggerty said he would be too last month. So we are,
Probably.
seems like we're good. We'll have a quorum. Awesome. That is it from licensing. So I'll move on to agenda item 10, which is matters from chair and members of the authority. If anyone has anything.
I don't have anything. Anybody else?
The only thing I wanted to bring up is given this letter and being able to make some suggestions to council. I know we've heard and discussed in the past around some of the challenges that I don't know, local licensees may have with the potential for liquor stores or to start, or I'm sorry, grocery stores to start selling hard liquor. So I don't know if that's something we want to continue to discuss, but I know we've done like a study session on it in the past. If it would be helpful, I can bring it up again next week during the agenda item and see if we want to, propose this to something to city council for them to consider to preempt anything at a state level.
We're not aware of that discussion happening during state rulemaking right now, Member Carr, but they are discussing possibly a new license for caterers.
Okay. From a perspective of putting something in place to preempt anything happening at the state level, that's something we could potentially suggest to council, though.
You could definitely put a position together for them to consider.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Great. Is that something the rest of the authority would be open to chatting about at our next meeting?
I would.
I would also.
Great.
Perfect. And then I'll just make sure that you have an agenda item next month so that you can discuss that.
Very good.
And that's it, unless anyone else from the chair authority has anything.
Not seeing anything. All right, well then I will make a motion to end this meeting at 4:40. Is there a second?
Member Carl, second.
All those in favor say aye. Member Roberts, aye.
Member Barnes, aye.
Member Carr, aye.
Member Crane.
Perfect. Meeting adjourned, 4:40.
Thank you, everyone.
Everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.